Hello, everybody, and welcome to a somewhat different live reaction uh, here on the channel, Matt and John Make a Podcast. We just have NXT to talk about, or a show here on Wednesday nights, and we're also going to get into the predictions for Takeover this Saturday and Summerslam this Sunday. So it's a jam-packed week of wrestling for the WWE. And we can't forget about Dynamite, which due to the NBA playoffs taking precedent, their Dynamite this week is on Saturday. So as me and John were talking about right before we went on the air here about what to do about reaction shows, because we're still going to do reaction shows, of course, for Takeover and SummerSlam this weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. SummerSlam on Sunday, as announced, going to be pretty much right after. But on Saturday, since there is a Dynamite and a Takeover, our reaction shows or shows going to be a little bit different. We're gonna watch Takeover, or we're gonna watch. Let me rewind that. We're gonna watch the first hour of Dynamite, and then we're gonna go into Takeover, watch Takeover, obviously, and then right after Takeover, switch back over to the second hour of Dynamite, speed through that, so like 45 minutes, without commercials, and then come on and give our reactions to that. It's going to be probably later than what everybody else is going to be doing. Probably a lot of people are going to take NXT Takeover over Dynamite for reactions because that's obvious. But we're going to give the fair shake to Dynamite, since we usually, we do review both NXT and Dynamite every week. So we'll give our quick thoughts about that on Saturday as well. So that is the game plan going forward. And then, of course, Saturday afternoon, as always, the podcast at 3. So it's going to be a
very busy week on our channel this week. Like, we probably got a good 5 or 6 hours of content coming up, if you include this year, with our typical podcast, and obviously too with the Takeover and the SummerSlam reaction shows. So yeah, guys, make sure you're completely tuned in, and and we shall be here to bring you all the content here. So
yeah, so it is going to be quite, as I said, quite the show, or quite the week. So enough of the rambling. Let's get into NXT for tonight, for the 19th of August.
And like, by the way, Matt,
Yep.
and you kind of said this during NXT. Man, was there such less some traffic on Twitter as far as
at least our account?
Yeah, I mean, even on my personal Twitter too, it's just like, wow.
is because I know, or some of the people we follow, because I've seen it before we started the account. A lot of people we follow, like people is that a lot of the same people that you follow too?
Pretty similar.
It's obviously not one-to-one, but
no.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I noticed. Now I don't know how that indicative that is. That's obviously a small minority.
Right.
So
also to throwing into account as well with the hockey playoffs and the basketball playoffs happening on top of that.
That could that's quite possible too. But anyways, Yeah, it's a good point. Let's get into Takeover. NXT. They opened the show with one of the second chance qualifying matches, Gargano versus Ridge Holland, and excuse me, the big news or thing that came out of this match was the botch slam from Holland on the Gargano, which he pretty much landed straight on his head. And apparently this was a news thing before NXT started. I totally missed this. But apparently the match obviously edited down from this, but apparently the match had a long pause after that to make sure he can go. And obviously they edited that out. Yeah, so, like I don't know. Did it? I missed it originally. It didn't happen in the picture in picture.
No, yeah, it like happened during
right before they
commercial.
right before they came back in the picture in picture. I'm sure JR was watching the picture in picture.
Damn right.
So when they came back, when they're in picture in picture, I usually don't watch. I watch a match ever so often. And when they came back, all I heard was like Mario just go like, "Oh my god!" Like somebody, "Oh my god, oh my god!" And there was silence, like somebody died. And all I saw was
I will say this, man. He was a few inches from this being a Owen Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin situation. That was really careless on Rich's part because man, like I mean, like accidents happen, but man, that was just. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, like, but it was just bad communication, or like they just, or just with the timing was just off. But man,
or he was going for one move and Johnny was
right,
expecting another thing. I don't know what I don't know what the I have to watch it again and see what actually happened, whose fault it was. But I mean, I think preliminary go on the Ridge. I have to watch it again, but I don't know. I didn't read how long it actually took. I don't think they said, but there was some pause, and you can tell right away. Ridge knew something bad happened. Like he was going over to check.
He was like, "Oh fuck,"
pretty much. And I'm surprised. That's one of those things. I'm surprised Johnny went as long after he did, even though it wasn't that long. But he finished. He got the win.
I don't know how he did not have at least a concussion after that, just by how he landed, because it was basically right on top of his head, or at the very top of his neck there. So it was just,
and we'll see if as of now he's still in the match. I mean, that could always possibly change, but
right.
Nobody from NXT. I would assume they would save the announcement until after the match aired, because that would make no sense to be like, because I think they recorded this tape to like last week or at least maybe.
It's been at least a week.
Yeah, so it'd be weird to say, hey, this person's not in it, and they still win. So maybe he's still good. Who knows? But besides that, I thought this was a fun match between the two. I thought it was a good opener for what the show entailed, what show had. Besides the unfortunate accident, I still like Ridge Holland. For what I saw so far, at least now on one-on-one instead of being in a triple threat match. I mean, I like what I saw. I like his look. He's freaking huge when you compare him to Gargano.
I heard. I think it was Beth on commentary. She was comparing him actually to I believe to like Rick Steiner, which I mean they do have similar body types, so that was an interesting comparison, and probably one that I didn't expect
Yeah.
there. So
So he joins the ladder match with Reed, Bronson Reed, Damien Priest, and Cameron Grimes. And then we'll find out who is the last, the fifth participant later on in the show. We get a match, pretty much an enhancement match. Dakota Kai versus Jesse Camilla. And I'm pretty positive, I think without a doubt, that Camilla was part of the Retribution angle
yeah.
on SmackDown.
Hmm.
I think last week when in the beginning of the show, she came out on the ring apron during Morrison and Big E's match because you can you saw the purple, the hair
Right.
or accents, and obviously she had them today. I saw a meme with a zoom in on Camilla on SmackDown, and because she has purple hair, and then Brandy has purple hair, and then
Hmm.
with the I think somebody posted with the thinking emoji,
Hmm.
uh, which I thought was
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
But I from what I saw, I don't know if this is her first match on NXT. Camille, or
No,
she's been
she's been there, but she's
like
been
on
there.
TV.
Yeah, but she's been there pretty sporadically.
Yeah,
Actually, I think she's been signed for at least a few years now. So like, yeah,
she's probably on the non-TV
yeah,
rounds.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I mean, like I said, I think like I said last week with Indy, I think she has a good look.
mhm,
Um,
yeah,
uh, I mean, obviously early stages on TV and stuff, but there was one move she did. She had a flurry. Dakota was like laying down in the in the turnbuckle in the corner, and Camilla did this like slide thing,
mhm.
and I have no idea what it did. Like, completely look at whatever she tried to do, completely missed. I don't know if I have to go back and watch it, but it's like she slid, did nothing, and continued. I was like, wait, wait, what was that? Besides that, that
What
was
the
the
fuck?
pretty much, pretty much. And besides that, that was the one like noticeable gripe I had from the
Mhm.
untrained eye here.
I was surprised that she got in any offense on Dakota. That kind of surprised me a little bit there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but still,
Mhm,
yeah, that
mhm.
could have looked somewhat good. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
I could see,
Yeah,
I see your point, but
yeah, yeah.
at the same time, I don't know how to justify it. Like she looked like so much more imposing.
Mhm.
I I guess it makes sense, relative, but that's a fine line between being like it wasn't a Kenny Omega
No,
enhancement match.
good to not even
Uh
close. Not even
but
close.
whatever. But so Dakota wins, then she cuts a promo on EO basically saying she's gonna win and she's gonna kick her in the face over and over. And then EO comes out and they start to brawl and they go into the by the entrance and they fight, and Raquel Gonzalez comes out from behind and does a big kick to EO to kind of even the odds to have her and Dakota stand tall going, which I fully expect that
Mhm.
those two to stand tall. I'm glad Raquel Gonzalez is back. She's another one. Just she has the look.
Yeah, definitely after this whole entire segment here, she looked legit as hell.
Yes,
And to be perfectly honest, I think she stood out way more than Dakota Kai did, which I'm not sure if that's a good thing or if that was a bad
that
thing.
that
But
that can lead to something down the road that
yeah,
those two split.
yeah, because especially too, man, when you recalled from the previous week's video package where she basically said that that she was going to be completely on her own, and like she got here on her own. You
That
kind
could
of feel like that they're
could be
kind of
setting.
possibly setting those seeds there for that down the line.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
but a really good a pretty good mini brawl here to set
Yeah,
up for
yeah,
the title match
yeah.
on Saturday though.
I also tweeted out that if Raquel was ready, if Retribution needed a big female,
She fits it
she's
perfect.
like how can you not like her like choke slam like power bomb thing that she does just
She is
looks
what
awesome.
she is what like Nia Jax uh, is what like I feel like a lot of people wishes like she could be.
Yeah.
I just feel like that she has more of a presence where like Nia is just it's there's just something
I'm
not there
I
with her,
for at least for Nia, for me,
Uh-huh.
I it I don't know if this is a right thing to pick about, but like her her voice compared to her character does not
It doesn't
match.
it doesn't fit her at
Yeah,
all,
she sounds. I don't even know how to explain it in a right way, but you know, it doesn't. No, it doesn't match.
yeah,
Um,
like, she as you said, with her voice, it doesn't sound like that she should be a freaking monster or
no,
anything, just
she
yeah.
she she and I would assume and another good candidate, Raquel Gonzalez, because I don't know if I've ever really heard Gonzalez talk.
Yeah.
Those two would be good with a manager. Don't talk, let the manager talk, and then they can go out and destroy stuff,
Yeah.
destroy people.
Mhm.
Especially, I see that more with Raquel because I think she could do more, at least from what I've seen. Oh,
Her look
yeah,
specifically
she
is just
she
it stands out from
she gets
everyone
to
else.
she gets a. I know this might be a strong comparison, but you get that. I at least I get I got
Between
China.
China
Yes,
China, yeah.
obviously,
I was thinking
yeah,
the exact
often
same
to
thing.
that not thing, but
Mhm.
she looks at intimidating and
and
posing.
and like she's ripped. Like
Yeah,
she's not like skinny or like I'm
she's
frail
she
or
seems
anything.
tall and
Right.
just built.
Exactly. Mhm.
Let's see how as we continue to see how tall she actually is.
Mhm.
Because I had that same thought about like
Mhm.
not exact same, but tall wise about uh Martinez.
Yeah.
Um, but we'll get to that. So after that, we get Tegan Knox backstage talking about what Candice LeRae said about her and talk about how she's surprised because they were friends and
Mhm.
she's ready to talk about it, blah, blah, blah.
This is something that extremely irritates me about the about, about the like NXT women's storylines. How many times are we going to do a former best friend feuding over over them being like friends and like things? I swear, man, we have seen this so many times now that it's been beaten to freaking death.
Well,
I'm
we
not
did
sure
Tegan, Tegan
in
in
Dakota.
Dakota. To me, that was like
We've
ground
done
zero.
like I mean to a certain extent, even though they didn't, even though they like did not officially turn Bailey and like Sasha. What it was like it was like two
Yeah, I
years
feel.
ago. Charlotte and like Becky, we've seen that. I mean, it's just hell, like
Okay.
even in like NXT, like when I think Becky turned on Sasha or something like that. It's just like it's been done so often. I just wish that they would come up with something a little bit more creative as and like stopped just like constantly doing with the whole like my like best friend turn on me, just a minor
Let's see.
gripe like that.
Ricardo Gonzalez is here after Google here is says 6 foot.
Hmm.
Uh,
For the women, that's pretty
it's
tall though.
pretty big.
Yeah, yeah,
176.
yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
and only 29 years old.
Yeah, yeah. So
So
she's definitely has some potential.
yes,
Ahead of
I
her.
can if I'm even though it's early, if I'm Vince and I catch a whiff of her, I'm like, who the
Mhm,
hell's that?
mhm.
Um, so yeah, we got that. Then we get one of my favorite groups, Legado del Fantasma versus Brazongo and Isaiah Swerve Scott. With Legado del Fantasma, as expected, at least in NXT, to get the win. My big gripe with this is when Swerve accidentally flew into Tyler Breeze, knocked him out. The
Mhm.
ref called that a tag, and I'm like,
I
and
was like, what?
I missed it originally, and I saw the replay. I went, that's not a tag. That's why is that a tag? Not even
Yeah.
close. You knocked him out. That's not a tag.
Mhm,
So in theory, it's one of those things. I think on paper it seems good, but uh, when you act it out, it it was uh, it was not good. But besides that, I enjoyed pretty much this match until that, and Legado del Fantasma looks strong again, and Wild and Mendoza, along with Brizongo and Orny Loken and Timothy Birch, are in a triple threat number one contenders match for the tag team championships on the pre-show on Saturday. So that was
mhm,
announced later in the show, which I don't see why that's not going to be a decent match.
mhm.
So yeah, and again, Legado del Fantasma still looking strong. They get the win. Thank you. Uh, if this was on Raw and SmackDown, Wilder Mendoza would
Oh,
probably take the
absolutely,
pinfall. Uh,
absolutely.
so they're looking strong.
Mhm.
So they get the win. Makes you question, based on the logic of wrestling booking, who wins at Takeover.
Yeah, and we will get into that, but
Yes,
yeah, I can't
I
see
mean, based
see what
on that,
happened.
yeah, me
Yeah,
too. But
yeah,
based on that, anyways,
yeah.
boo. Pat McAfee pulls up to the building. He comes with former players AJ Hawk and Darius Butler, and they walk in, and we get to the face to face. Undisputed Era comes out. Uh, Adam Cole, Strong, Riley, and Bobby Fish. Uh, they're not on the mic. They're pretty much straight business calling out Pat, and he comes from the backside of the arena, walks in.
Mhm.
Uh, eventually, Cole tells Undisputed Era to get away or get off this out of the ring. Same thing with Pat McAfee's crew, and Pat cuts this promo, and I loved it.
Yeah, this was easily my favorite part about the show here.
Yeah.
And he's a natural heel. Now, do not get it twisted. I still freaking hate this feud. However, they did completely sell me on this match.
Yeah.
I still think it's that it is freaking pointless. It it shouldn't be happening, but but just judging it based on the complete on-screen performances so far, I cannot complain about this. Pat held himself well, but I will say though, it's one minor gripe I did have though. It's kind of hard to kind of sell this angle with the Undisputed Era when the freaking NFL guys are so much bigger than they are. So it was like to that I'm like,
I think
yeah,
I think it was
yeah.
good that they were separated and
Mhm.
they did
Right,
face
right,
to
yeah.
face, and you can see
Oh,
that more.
that would look so bad. Like because I was like, oh my god, like if you're just judging just strictly off of the size,
Yeah,
you're like, yeah, those guys could definitely kill all four of those guys there.
yeah,
But
but
that was
it was
that was the
they
minor
didn't all.
like nitpick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they didn't. The good thing they didn't all fight. It was pretty much
Mhm,
strictly Cole and McAfee. You know, he cut
mhm.
the good promo. It's like almost better than half the people. Um,
Honestly, and like it's he. I
I
mean,
want to know how much.
outside of Cole, and maybe another person or two.
I want
My
to know how
opinion.
much how much of that was scripted because it didn't come off as scripted.
No, I feel like with Pat,
They,
if he's coming in, I guarantee you he's saying, "Hey, man, I am not reading off no goddamn script," and it really came off. It really
you know,
came off on
somehow
me.
it,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
somehow it was. He did a good job
And
selling.
this is what irritates me. It's like you hold so many guys back in a company who can talk, who can get over like that,
You know,
and you just like it. Just this came off just so much more natural and freaking real, and that's why I think, along with, even though I still hate this feud, it changed my mind just because they execute this so well here. So
yeah, and
yeah.
even on Triple H's media call today, he mentioned this and he said um, he has faith in Pat to pull off the match, but if people don't like it, well, they're going to speak, and I guess they'll go from there.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, if it completely bombs, oh yeah, they will pretend like this
you
never
move on.
even
Yeah.
happened. But if it's successful, you definitely know they're going to be doing business. So again, just
Well, yeah.
because,
If
I
it
mean,
yeah,
like
if it goes over well, you almost be dumb not to do
he's going
something.
to piss off so many people, man. Like
And
it's just like
Triple
he,
H knows
but
it.
and like he knows it. And man, like and like you can tell he's such a freaking fan because man, he was just like just doing small little things and kind of shooting a little bit about Cole's career and how
Kind of have to
and
make it work.
right, and which, this and it absolutely worked here. And to be perfectly honest, I wish NXT had more segments similar to this, just because I don't feel like that they do enough of of like of with the segments to build up to these bigger matches
I
because I feel,
I think the only exception is Cross and Lee.
yeah.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, because to me, as we stand currently at the two most important matches that kind of come off to me, and no offense to for the latter match, I mean it's definitely Lee and Cross and and Adam Cole versus McAfee. You know,
yeah, yeah.
especially after they just nailed this some segment and how that freaking like Russo booked ending. And we'll get into that
Yeah.
here I'm sure.
And then the best part is Cole. All he said was he walks up to McAfee, goes, "I'm gonna make you my bitch," and then
Yep.
walks off. That's all you needed to say.
Mhm.
I liked it.
Oh yeah, and to like Cole like beat the shit out of all 4 of those security guards so easily. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, they find the worst.
I
WWE's
was
got the
like,
worst security guards. Let
they
me
got
tell
the worst security system ever. I was like, holy shit! Like he wasn't even trying there.
you. Yep. The next match, we get Mercedes Martinez and Aaliyah versus Rhea Ripley and the Ball Pit, Shotzi Blackheart. That's my nickname for her now.
I mean, like, Matt, I hate the freaking tank. I really do. It's so damn corny
I don't mind.
and, and, and like hokey for me. Like it's
I don't
just
mind it. I don't. Tank I'm okay with is it's almost everything else.
okay. It's
It's like
just
welcome to the ball pit. I don't. What's
yeah.
what's
I
that?
don't get that either. It's just like I mean, like Shotzi, she's a really good uh, worker, but man, her character is just I just can't connect with that. It's
Yeah, it's unique.
yeah,
I'll give you that.
it's
But
yeah. I mean, like you could definitely say that. It's just
I don't.
yeah.
It's
I don't
I don't know.
really get it. Yeah.
But anyways, near the end of the match, Rhea and Mercedes were battling on the apron. Rhea got her in power bomb and power bombed her over the railing onto the floor. We all know it was edited. There was a crash pad, and did they edit it? So what?
Yeah.
Everybody's making a big deal out of it. Whoop de doo. Why injure people? Which, anyways, that looked cool. And then Shotzi hits a diving senton on Aaliyah for the pin to get the win for that team. Right person got the pin. So we're gonna get. It looks like obviously a Rhea Ripley one-on-one match with Martinez down the line, which
Who, by the way, and I'm pretty sure that we talked about this already, but like every time I see her, I just see Chris Cyborg.
yes, yes,
That's the first person who
it is.
I think about. Like it's kind of scary actually how similar that they actually look.
You know what shocked me was that Mercedes and Aaliyah, because I googled it, are the same height. Same thing with Rhea, apparently. When you look at Mercedes and Aaliyah before they even stand next to each other, I'm like, and I always thought Aaliyah was
way smaller,
smaller than Mercedes, but today for some reason I noticed it, and they were like, oh my god, they're like the same size, and I googled and they are. And I'm like, huh, that's weird to me, because there's no other like good reference in the past, or I never noticed it. But so yeah, from that we get what I thought was, maybe the second best thing on the show, the video package for Karrion Kross and Keith Lee. Boy, if I wasn't ready for that match before, I am now. I thought
it definitely fits the tone of that feud for sure.
One of the best video package they've probably made, and God knows that.
Yeah.
I wanted to go run through a brick wall. They encompassed, I think, everything leading up to this feud perfectly.
Right.
Edited great. The music choice was spot on. Was it Metallica? Yeah.
I don't.
I thought it was Metallica.
No, Metallica. They are the Takeover. Like a theme. But
Yeah,
I don't think for that video package that it was, but I could be wrong.
If anybody's watching, if you put in the comments, we'll show it here, because I don't know. But anyways, the main event, I thought the show went by fast, which is always a good thing. The second chance qualifier, Finn Balor versus the Velveteen Dream. I thought the match was all right. And then we got to the end. Cameron Grimes comes out, sits on the ladder, which at that point was okay, but you knew where it was going eventually. Um, and then
And by God, that guy annoys the hell out of me
I
by
guess
just appearing. I'm just
that's
like,
the point.
go away.
I guess he's doing his job right.
I mean, I mean, like, man, I mean, he has
Cameron guys.
how you feel about our boy Pockets is how I feel about him,
Oh, I don't. That's not in the same league, my friend.
right?
Not in the same league.
Because Pockets is clearly way better than this jabroni. But continue.
We're gonna ignore that. So anywho, eventually, I believe it was Gargano came out eventually, pushes the ladder, Grimes falls off and hits the ref, so the ref is down, and then pretty much everybody else in the match eventually comes out and attacks each other. Timmy Thatcher attacks Finn, and I forgot that there's refuting. I think for some reason for at that time. Blah 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 blah. Here we go. And Dream hits the Dream Valley Driver, excuse me, and the big elbow at the end to get the win. So Dream goes into the ladder match. So there's the 5 people: Dream, Gargano, Priest. Oh my God, Bronson Reed, and who am I missing? Did I get everybody? Yeah, no. Who am I missing? Holy crap!
You said Bronson Reed, Damian Priest.
Oh, Cameron Grimes. Holy crap! And Cameron Grimes just talked about him. And
so yeah,
so those were 5.
What was up with the freaking Russo and ending of the show? It's just like I didn't quite understand why they used so much shenanigans with this ending here. And second of all, too,
They went the Royal Rumble go home route.
Right. And number 2, why are we having Velveteen Dream, who just returned to TV last week, pinning Finn Balor, who I believe, and I could be wrong on this was the first time he's been pinned in NXT. Right? Is this the first time? Because if it is, I do not understand that move at all. And 2, and another thing as well.
No, I swear to God, Cameron Grimes beat Finn Balor in NXT strictly. Yeah, I think he's been. I swear he's been pinned before.
Okay, but regardless, and so now yeah, so now I'm trying to like kind of process, but this kind of shows you just how highly the company views Velveteen Dream with all of the things that were going on, and him being back not even a full or a full week, and we're just going to throw right into this pretty big match. I'm not completely feeling this, as you can tell. So it's like I'm just trying to understand that. And to Emma, you also said this. Where was Kushida?
Yes, I would have preferred.
Like, if you're going to bring in Thatcher, why in the hell would you not bring in Kushida, who he beat the crap out of last week?
I would have preferred if you do the ladder spot with Grimes, knock out the ref, and you keep everything else the same. I would have preferred Kushida to come out to attack Dream to cost him,
right,
and have Balor go over.
Exactly.
and
because
you get a Kushida Dream feud,
mhm,
and
unless
you keep Dream out of that title picture, and
which he should be completely out of.
slide not, you could say, not as a punishment, but as a slow warm up back
Exactly.
into it.
Because I definitely think that this is way too much, way too soon for him, especially because and like if we take all of the baggage out of their Matt, he has had so many stop and like start pushes, and that feud when he first came back against the Undisputed Era killed him, and any sort of steam that 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 he possibly could have had because now because now they have to completely restart everything with him. I mean, like it's going to be a long road to try and get back some of that like magic and if you saw some of the reaction, like there was a lot of people really not too happy that he's just being thrown into such an important match here. You know.
Yeah. So let's get into our predictions and thoughts on Takeover 30.
Yeah.
Um, is there only one, two, three, four? I think there's only four main card matches, I believe.
Huh.
I think. Let me. For some reason, I thought there was five. I could be. I think.
Um, are are they aren't they also having with the NXT tag team titles being defended
No,
on the show
no.
or
There's the number one contenders thing on the
mm,
pre-show. One, two,
mm,
three. Oh wait, you got the cruiser. Oh wait a minute. I think because I was using Wrestling Inc. I was making sure
mm.
um, what I was seeing was correct. Okay, they don't have the. So somebody messed that up. So let's go pre-show first.
Mm.
Tag team championship number one contenders match: Legado del Fantasma, Brizongo, and Orny Lorcan and Danny Burch.
Um, I'm like a Phantasma. I don't think that there's there probably are the freshest matchup for Imperium and just like judging on how everything has been booked for that group kind of only makes sense
Yeah,
that they go over
it'd
here,
be
you know.
weird this for that to be a heel versus heel.
Hmm.
Um, but uh, I would
It's not the first time that's happened either, though. So
right.
it's like,
I would assume Phantasma.
mhm.
I would go with that. Yeah, I would go with Phantasma, even though I yeah, I'd go with Phantasma. I was trying to choose between that and Brazongo because those are only two logical
Mhm.
people. Yeah. Then we got the Cruiserweight Championship match. Isaiah Swerve Scott and uh, uh, Santos Escobar.
Yeah, I'll be stunned if Santos Escobar loses the
Yeah.
title here.
Yeah.
It just feels like he's probably is going to have at least 7, 8, or even a like 9-month title reign at the very least. It just it's far too soon for
Yeah.
him to even consider dropping that title. And as much as I love Swerve Scott, he is he is not the guy to have the title being dropped to. So yeah, it should be a very good match, but yeah, I'll be very surprised if we get a title switch here.
Yeah. I'm in that same boat here.
Hmm.
Then we got Adam Cole versus Pat McAfee.
Any sort of booking here that doesn't include Adam Cole pinning Pat is I'm calling complete bullshit here. Like there Like, there's just no reason why Pat should be pinning unless there's like 10,000 shenanigans happening.
Right.
That I can buy that a punter can pin the longest reigning NXT World Champion. It just and if that happens, I'm cutting a freaking heel promo on the channel here on Saturday.
Unless something happens that Cole is like dead in the ring and
Right.
Pat does stuff.
Shenanigans.
He's not the one to do a move, but he like slowly like somebody comes out and attacks Cole.
Mhm.
And you see that Pat slowly
Mhm.
like, that crawl over and just put
Mhm.
one arm over. I
Mhm.
can buy that more. I mean, if Pat wins, it depends on how they do it, and it'll have to be a big thing for people to
Mhm.
buy it. But just strictly predicting on something on stuff you can't predict.
No.
Adam Cole. Yeah. So then we get the maybe the hardest one to pick, per se, the ladder match for the NXT North American Championship.
Yeah.
Bronson Reed, Priest, Grimes, Gargano, and Dream.
I don't know about you, Matt, but I literally have no idea who's going to win this thing. Because I can literally see anybody taking this here.
Which
I
that's a
guess
good thing.
yeah, but I guess the only guy I can kind of roll out is probably Johnny. I just don't think he really needs it. And they really need to get some new blood as far as in the title picture. So I think I'm pretty confident in saying probably Johnny won't be winning the title here.
And I know they've been building Bronson Reed,
Yeah,
but he held
like
the title at the end.
he
He held the title at the end of the night, and you know what?
and he was like, and two, he was the only guy in that whole scrum that he did not get beat up. He was
Yeah.
booked as cleanly and strongly as anyone there, and it really does feel like if they want to really put him over really strong, he's the guy because to me, out of everyone there, he's the one who I feel like has been built up the absolute most
Yeah.
throughout
I think you know what?
the whole build here.
I think the dark horse. I think the dark horse in this match, and to win in some fuckery, is Cameron Grimes.
And that to me is the worst decision because I mean, you need like when you go from Keith Lee, who was the champion there, and then you go to Cameron Grimes. To me, that takes that title and it goes here. Like to me, anyone but Cameron Grimes, and like I'll be fine. But I pray to God that they do not put the title onto him because that it will just be not good in my
Yeah.
opinion.
The only thing that worries me is Bronson looking strong the end of the show. But I would pick Bronson.
In which I'm fine with that.
But my dark horse, I said it here, is Grimes.
I think I'm gonna go with Damian Priest. I think I'm gonna go with Damian Priest. It to me, it's between him and also Bronson Reed. I think those two
One
are
A is Reed, one B is Grimes. Just because then there's a hill champion and there's a here.
God help me if
I want it to happen now. You can feel my pain with what I have to deal with Orange Cassidy.
Hey, at least Pockets is actually over. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, sure. NXT Women's Championship, Io Shirai versus Dakota Kai.
Yeah, I'll be stunned if Io
going with
drops it here. Yeah, like I mean, she's only been champion for what, about 2 months now. If that, it's going to be a little bit before she drops that title. Um, I think like it would take a like heel Rhea or someone to possibly take that title from her, especially after all of these stuff that they went through to finally put that title onto Io. And on top of it, I believe also that her contract is also coming up as well. So yeah, I'm pretty confident that she's going to be holding that there. So yeah.
And NXT Championship, Keith Lee versus Karrion Kross.
I will say this at the very start, I thought absolutely they're putting the title onto Karrion Kross. However, I'm not so confident. I'm not so confident now. Just because the build has been pretty even, um, and they really don't have any other contenders um, right now. As we currently speak, and I think it would be in NXT's best interest if they drag this thing out as long as they can, because to me, Keith Lee and Karrion Kross are by far your two top guys, um, along with Adam Cole in NXT. So I'm going to go with Keith Lee to barely hold onto that title. I said to be before, I think it's way too soon that Karrion Kross is getting a title shot. But that being said, Lee he has held the title for what, a full month, if that. So it's like I would be very very disappointed if they just had to lose that already. I mean, like unless he's being called, unless he is being called up, I think that they should probably keep the title on to Keith Lee here now.
I'm going with Karrion Kross.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you can't kill his momentum. I don't know if what WB Shop tweeted out with a picture of Karrion Kross with the title. I don't know if that was anything, but
Oh,
I
why
don't
do
know if
they always do this?
I don't know if that was like just a promo or because it was like winning. It didn't say the way the tweet was. It didn't say that it was Karrion Kross as a champion. I don't know, but I don't know, but I'm going Karrion Kross.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have SummerSlam.
Yep. At
And
the Thunderdome.
which I cannot wait for Friday just to see how it look. And there's already, people
I've seen some pictures. It looks
video.
something. It looks something out of like out of what's that one Pacific Rim there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking about when I saw the first pictures of that there. But
it looks pretty damn. It's like
how
a
many
huge,
matches are exactly on this show?
Let me see.
Is there a ton? Because
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 as of now. It's from Bleacher Report.
okay.
I'm trying to think because it seems like there should be, and don't know. Let me see here. No, there's only. I'm surprised. There might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'll be damned. Yeah, there's only 8. I was expecting. I wouldn't be surprised if I see one more. Because they don't have Riddle, and I would assume Riddle and Corbin, but that's not announced yet. If anything, if they're going to put it on the show,
Yeah,
so who knows?
I would assume that we'll probably get something announced on SmackDown there. So
Yeah. So, anyways, we're gonna predict what's official. This is from WWE's website, so that's the only thing we can go on. Let's start with Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, hair versus hair.
Which I buy. Which, by the way, thank God, Sonya is like completely safe after after that whole just
crazy stalker,
crazy
mental illness.
God, that was creepy as shit. But yeah, because supposedly as well, man, like Mandy, she was actually with Sonya too.
Yep, they were at they were in the same place.
Yes, so thank God. But I'm expecting Mandy to win here. Just can't see her. I can't see her shaving off her whole entire head there.
I don't see her.
Sonya. Yeah, Sonya.
You do the hair versus hair. That's the face gets the retribution. After cutting the hair, it makes sense for Mandy to go bald. I think Sonya can pull it off. It to be worse with no hair.
She is a freaking heel on top of that. And that would that fit more with her character, whereas with like Mandy, which is kind of make like zero sense. And like you would think that she's turning heel again, which I think is terrible, because to me she's absolutely killing it as a babyface right now.
Yeah, both of them are killing it.
And Sonya has been cutting some really good promos.
One of these handful of people who have benefited with no crowd.
These two need to be featured more. Because I mean, because Matt, as you and I have talked about, we need more women featured week to week on Raw and SmackDown, not named Sasha, Bailey, Charlotte. It just
and we're getting there's some more of that. There's some more of it, as you can see on the shows. But I want to see. Love Mandy. I want to see more of Sonya. I see more potential in her, just based on a physical wrestling standpoint, than Mandy. But both have improved tenfold.
They are completely night and day. But I've been pleasantly surprised at like how good both of them have become, because honestly when these two first came out, it's just like they were just they come off as your typical WWE Devo or like woman. So I feel like that they've really improved in that category.
And let's group these next two matches together. You got Bailey and Asuka for SmackDown Women's Championship, and Sasha and Asuka, for the Raw. I go with Sasha on Raw, so she gets the Raw with Bailey. For SmackDown, I'm mistaken from this past Monday. I think. Who said they were going to go first? Maybe Bailey. Oh, Christ. Did Bailey say she would wrestle first so she can beat up Sasha and give it an easier time for Sasha to win, or something like that? Like, it was a very almost backhanded compliment. So I would expect Bailey to face Asuka first. And then Sasha, gets involved, cause Asuka. So, Asuka's Bailey retains, and they're all celebrating, blah, 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 blah. And everybody gets pissed off because Asuka lost, but regardless. Then you got Asuka face Sasha. And now we're thinking, Now you're down to two possibilities here.
I think regardless, one of them are losing their titles there.
I'm going Bailey retains. Sasha, just it's funny, will lose championship because running gag. And on Raw, Oscar will keep the Raw's championship. I don't have an Oscar have. So and then Sasha comes out and the call end, but that gets ordered somehow. So Oscar wins, and then you're teasing even more the eventual obvious breakup between those two. And then the following week, we have Payback, and that's for they're defending their tag team championships. So I think they lose it there to whoever, and that the breakup is on there full thing. So I think that's what happened. Asuka wins one of the two, which that's all she needs. I don't think she needs both. I think Bailey's been doing great at SmackDown. So you
but
still
at some point they're going to need to finally pull the trigger on on this feud with Sasha and Bailey.
I can see I don't know, Sasha. I looked. I don't know if Sasha is she Raw. She might be just is she SmackDown.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. She's Smacked. Both of them on SmackDown. So I can see you have Oscar. You keep Oscar on Raw because it's gonna be. It looks like the way they're building Oscar versus Baszler because they're teasing that.
Yeah.
Even though Nia Jax is sprinkled in there with Baszler, so you got that match, which I probably maybe what's after Payback, so whatever, it doesn't matter.
Hell, or no, like I'm like I'm not a champion,
so you might have that, whatever.
Yeah.
It's not Survivor Series; it's too soon. So you have that. Yeah, I keep forgetting. So you got Asuka, Shayna, and then at the following pay-per-view next month, you can do because you can't really pull it out too much longer. Sasha versus Bailey, you have your SmackDown Women's Championship there. I see how that. I think that to me is the logical step to go with this.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there.
Okay, so then we get we have up here they have Braun Strowman versus The Fiend Universal Championship match.
This feud can freaking die already.
I would expect The Fiend to win. I want to say
fuck this feud. Yes.
No,
fuck this feud.
No, I wasn't saying that. As much as it's you know
hokey.
What
hokey.
No, because I am not taking anything. I'm not hating Bray. Bray's not the problem.
No. I'm just talking strictly about Care Bear here. Shout out to my friend Chase Oliver, who came out. Funny. Yeah, like he views him as a nickname, which is Care Bear.
Care Bear. Yes. Okay, Cornette. That's funny.
He's Care Bear.
I don't. What is sour at this feud for me, which I enjoyed it in the beginning because it made sense. It was a thing, but Bray. No, not even that. It wasn't even that. No, it wasn't. No. Not even that. It wasn't that. It's Braun, when he's trying to sound like more intimidating and like psychotic.
He can't pull it off. He can't pull it off.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
It comes off so fake. And it's just
like Bray, I am good. I am a changed man. I'm gonna kick your ass. Like it doesn't work. And then
No.
his laugh doesn't work. Apparently he can teleport now. The Bray, how he's talking and how he's talking does not work.
No.
Um, the part of SmackDown when he's like, I can buy the the swamp fight, change him. He's different. I can buy that. I can live with that in a way, because everybody who's faced Bray in a way is change and be almost someone after. I can buy that. That's fine. But it's like we said, the way he's talking, and it comes over like too over the top, and then that part is the hokey part. It's not Bray Wyatt doing the weird crap. It's Braun doing the forced big scary man gimmick. That's what did it for me. And it's a shame because I like Braun, but it's not working.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Next, we got Apollo Crews versus MVP United States title match.
I could care less about this match. like they and and this is typical WWE with their champions. Having your champions lose, like as they do with Apollo and pretty much every single one of their title holders, they have them lose and make them look like complete geeks. And then when they have the guy win who pins them, they just have the person who pinned them lose the following week. See him Shelton Benjamin like a few weeks ago. He pins Apollo, and then on this past week's Raw, he wins because apparently.
Well, wait. To be fair, he won. He lost, then won the 24/7 champion and then lost that. Wait,
Yeah,
and won it again. But anyways, I'm going with Apollo.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I don't know. Let me take that. You know what? I'm not sure. I don't know. I take that back. Because they're teasing Cedric Alexander possibly joining the Hurt Business.
Which he would really benefit.
Yes, because Apollo didn't choose him in the 6-man tag, which people saw that coming, which was good. And then MVP talked to him backstage. So you know what? I'm
MVP here.
And I'm going MVP with Cedric Alexander turning on Apollo Crews. I'm going with that.
And yeah, it just seems like to me that they are just biding their time to finally take that towel off of Crews. They have never really booked him seriously as I'm champion here. So
this is the most serious he's been booked.
Right. So yeah, just based off of that, I'm with you. I'm going to go with it.
I'm going MVP. Yes, I was Crews and I remembered Cedric. So the best part of the Rollins Mysterio family saga feud with Dominic, in my opinion. So we got Dominic versus Seth in a street fight.
And Samoa Joe just being a complete badass throughout this whole thing has just been awesome.
Just Samoa Joe not giving two shits about anything. Just being like, the song commentary is just hilarious. It's great.
Yeah.
In a way, I wish it was just Tom Phillips and Samoa Joe. Sorry.
I mean, like Byron, he can just some shoe. But
sorry, Brian.
I'll be shocked if Seth does and win here. I feel like that this is just to give Dominic a good show in here. However, I could see a whole bunch of shenanigans here.
street fight.
well, especially too since it's a street fight. But I think they probably still have Seth go
I'll go
over
with
here though.
maybe I don't know. I'll go with I don't know. I'll go with Dominic. But I could see, even though Dominic and Ray stood tall, but it's all the bull crap that Dominic and Ray have gone through.
Mhm.
I I I would like this to be the end of it.
And it's not going to be.
It's not going to be the end of it, but
And you know that.
I know that. But I would like it. I'll go with Dominic on this one. I don't know. Seth can. I'd rather have Dominic get that first win than Seth. I don't know. We'll see. Then we get Raw Tag Team Championship match: Andrade and Angel Garza versus the Street Profits.
Yeah. Once again, don't care about this match at all. WWE's tag teams suck. And yeah, I'll just pick Street Profits, and yeah, no, and nothing else to really add, add here. So,
I will. I'll go with Andrade and Angel. As much like Street Profits. I mean, this is another toss-up for me, but I'll go with Angel and Andrade. They need something more than Street Profits, but I don't know, with the poison. I'm torn between this. I can see. I'll stick with it. Even though I think Street Profits win, I'll stick with Andrade.
hey, buddy, just like so you know, this is in life or
I'm gonna be right.
Like death here, man.
I'm gonna be right. I'm gonna be right. I'm gonna be.
You are not betting any money here, so like
you think that?
It's free.
No,
it's free.
I want to sound like a smart mark. Anyways, we'll go Andrade and
we
Angel.
are all smart mark.
Some more than others. Anywho, then we get to the main event. You wanna point yourself out there? You wanna take that back? I don't have, right now. I wish I had a Jim Cornette like analogy to dish you with, but I don't. So we're just gonna move. We're just gonna move on. If you were smart, you wouldn't go after Orange Cassidy. Anywho, Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton, and probably the best built match on this card.
And this is probably something that's going to really irritate me, because I just don't see any other way where Orton doesn't win the title, which will make McIntyre's whole title reign completely pointless, in my opinion. It's just, ever since he won the title, they didn't have any challengers, legit challengers who would actually help him get over. He has not been consistently booked in like a main events, which I've had a really big problem with. And now we're going to put the title onto Orton, which yeah, he's by far is the hottest guy that they got, but like, it's not helping you in creating more stars. I'm sick of the company always falling back on these part-timers, man. It's just like, sooner or later they're going
Orton's
to have.
Technically not part-timer.
I mean, he's pretty damn close at this point, but it's just I mean, like, I completely understand why they are going to be putting the title onto Orton, because clearly they're going to be building to him versus Edge when Edge eventually does come back. But yeah, this is going to annoy me because I just hate how they pretty much put Drew in a like no wins situation here. So, but yeah, I'm definitely picking Orton here. I don't think that there's any other way that you could possibly not not put the title on him here.
Yeah, I can. I don't know. I can. I'll be different. And no, wait a minute. Okay, I almost forgot this. So there was a story that they were going to end. They wanted to end SummerSlam on a cliffhanger, which will be immediately resolved or whatever next week on the following week on Payback. So I will, yeah, I would say I'll go with Orton, but with something happening.
Right. Yep. All right. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens there.
But I can see either one winning. I looked at a site with odds, and they had Drew is only a very, very like slight underdog at plus 100.
Right.
It all depends on what the surprise is, the twist, because there's going to be something happening. Depending which title match it is, I would assume whichever one goes on last, and I would assume it's the WWE title match of this one.
Right.
I'm trying to think. I was trying to think in what twist would make sense to see if Drew would win and then Randy goes next week, or
could you imagine the reaction if Charlotte Flair cost him his title and how much the internet would
cost
burn? Or screw Orton's chance in like winning the title there.
I would, it would make, it makes in a way it makes sense, but
it makes sense.
it keeps, I mean, it helps your gripe of Drew losing.
Yep.
So
because to me you can wait to put the title onto Orton when Edge is like more closer to being back healthy. So
you know what? I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm going to change it to McIntyre just to be different. You say I'm going to say McIntyre just for shits and giggles.
I really hope so.
But McIntyre or whatever or whoever by shenanigans.
Yep.
In his clothes, the cliffhanger, whether it be your idea of a Charlotte or possibly a Flair, because technically we never saw him actually punt Rick.
Yeah, like that. I don't want to see that. So hopefully
I'm just saying there's that or Retribution, whatever the fuck.
God help me.
So shenanigans in the main event as we close out, and the internet is a buzz. One way or the other, and it will be hilarious regardless. So that is SummerSlam, and we have another there's another big news story that broke today
Mhm.
that apparently um, it's pretty damn much confirmed that Renee Young is going to be leaving the WWE after SummerSlam. It's been reported multiple sources. WrestleLink is saying here via PW Insider. I guess Alex McCarthy of Talk Sport reports that Young will be leaving the company after SummerSlam. Blah, blah, blah. What's it say here? She posted, was that her? I guess she put on her story, Instagram story, a picture says, "I know what I bring to the table, so trust me when I say I'm not afraid to eat alone." Um, that people are like bringing that up now. So,
Mhm.
who knows where she go to? I know everybody's saying AEW.
Honestly, I think someone either at like an ESPN or like Fox is going to be picking her up
Probably,
because if you recall, I think it was back in 2014 or 2015. ESPN was really interested in her,
yeah.
and
I
I
can
think to
easily
that
see that.
and to I think also with the complete just um how that whole like corona outbreak happened at the PC, definitely I think definitely had somewhat of the hand in her and her making the his choice. And I also think as well she wants to be home more with her husband on top of that, who is obviously over in AEW, and she's obviously is getting involved with like so many with so many more things, but but when you look back on her WWE run here, Matt, what was kind of your takeaways from her run there?
I she's very good. I think um her best parts were in the studio environment.
Mhm.
Leading shows, if it was a pre-show
And
or
like you could tell, she loved that job, and she hated commentary so badly, and she was pretty open about it. Because I mean, I can't tell you how many times that I would see that where like someone would like ask her about it, and she was just like not excited about the possibility of even doing it. And like even Moxley talked about that as well. So it's just like but best of luck to her though. She honestly was probably one of their best interviewers. I mean, like she's definitely has was probably WWE's best women's interviewer ever, in my opinion.
up there. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like I would love to see her in AEW because to me, I feel like her personality would just be kind of more so brought out, especially if you have seen Tasha Dasha Fuentes over there. She's a completely different person who you would thought like that that those two people were not even the same person. So I feel like she would really shine over there, but at the same time too,
I,
mainly she's completely made for either Fox or
I,
ESPN
I
or
don't,
whatever.
I don't think AEW needs her.
No,
There's not
no.
like, oh, we need somebody else, but yeah,
But
give
she
me
would,
Ed Fox.
but yeah, but as far as an interviewer, I feel like she would be
Yeah,
right up there, and yeah, and she
but
would kind of
I
grab
I
that.
could see her as on Sports Center one day.
Hell, could you imagine her and like Jericho constantly, constantly going at it every single week? I would freaking die. Oh, and by far my favorite interviewer would be her and our boy Pockets, baby. Oh, that is ratings right there, baby. Woo!
I'm gonna remove you from the stream right here. So it's just me right now. I just see you on the bottom here. I'm not gonna add you to the stream just yet because you made that comment about. Or okay, we'll add you back. Okay. Oh, I already added you when you were doing that. So, hey, I at least you're not Tom, Brenneman or whatever his name is. So,
Ooh,
we'll
yeah,
get to that on Saturday.
yeah,
So I guess that's pretty much all the big stories we needed to talk about.
yeah,
Our
yeah,
predictions we gave NXT. So to review on what we doing this weekend, Takeover on Saturday. We are gonna. It's not going to be our reaction show. Is not going to be directly after. Probably and maybe close to an hour after, since we're going to finish Dynamite. Talk about both. Real
mhm,
Dynamite real quick, and then dive into Takeover, and then Sunday, after SummerSlam, we'll be on a little bit after, and obviously talk about that, and then yeah, and then we're gonna have a fun week,
yeah.
and
It's
like
gonna
always,
be it's going to be a pretty busy week.
yes,
And just a small preview for this week's podcast. We're going to be talking UFC. Like John Jones. That's a pretty big story there. Um, and also the unwritten rules of Major League Baseball. How stupid are they? We are definitely are going to be talking about that.
yep,
And as well, we have like hockey. We have hockey going on, basketball going on. So yeah, we're gonna be getting into all sorts of things there for this weekend.
yeah. So thanks for everybody for watching our live stream today. So and again, we'll see you Saturday and all weekend. So for John, I'm Matt. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you for Takeover and SummerSlam.